Ever since Guitar Hero came out, there's always been a lot of arguments about which one's better, because Rock Band copied them and came out with Rock Band and Rock Band 2, and Guitar Hero's been coming out with Guitar Heroes ever since. So, which one's better? Which one do you like? I'm going to tell you which one I like better and why. So first up, we got the Guitar Hero controller. Now, keep in mind this is Guitar Hero 3 controller. I'm sorry I don't have Guitar Hero World Tour. So, you know what? I'm sorry, and I don't have Aerosmith either, so can't use either of those guitars, but I'm using this guitar because this is the one that I have. If you got a problem with that, too bad. Guitar Hero 3 controller. I learned on Guitar Hero 3. I learned on this controller. I'm more comfortable with this controller for that reason. I think they did a good job on the build of it. I think they did a good job with the buttons up here on the neck. Why? Because they're big, they're easy to feel where the button is, and the little raised bump on the yellow button is really easy to pick out by your fingers to feel where the yellow button is if you lose track of your fingering. It's easy to find that the yellow button where it is. As far as the strum bar on Rock Band, when you strum it, it makes clicks. You can hear it, you can feel it, that you've clicked down and up and down and up. I really like that about the Guitar Hero. At first I didn't like the strum bar, and after I started playing with it I got used to it. I really like it now, and I don't like the Rock Band one as much because it's silent. I'll talk about that when I pull Rock Band up here. The whammy bar. If the whammy bar was a little bit longer coming out here, I think I would like it a lot more. They got the angle right though. That's my thoughts on the Guitar Hero 3 controller. So let's pull up Rock Band and see what's up with that. Okay, my opinions on the Rock Band 2 controller. First of all, I really like the look of it. It's got a sleek design, the colors are right on the neck and everything. They got the buttons recessed into the fretboard, so it looks more realistic than the Guitar Hero. The strum bar, I'm gonna have to say I don't really like this one a lot. It feels really nice, it feels smooth when you're pressing it up and down, but you can't really hear it, and you can't really feel it either. I mean, you can feel it by when it stops, but you can't feel it make that click like the Guitar Hero. The whammy bar, it's a lot longer and it sticks way up. It's almost like a 45-degree angle when the Guitar Hero was probably, I don't know, like a 30 or 25. Don't you know, hold that against me. I didn't take out a thing and like measure it. That's just a guess. Okay, just a guess. The start select buttons are down here. The directional pad is also down here. And they also have the tone changer, whatever it's called, that's what I'm calling it. Right here, this little switch, so that when you go into overdrive, you can change the tone of the guitar, which I think that's really cool. I don't read instructions, so it took me a little while to figure out what in the world this thing actually does. But if you don't read instructions either, now you know. You move it up and down, it changes the tone when you're in overdrive. So, good to know. Another plus of Rock Band, it has an on-off switch. So you don't have to worry about hitting the PS button when it's on the floor next to your desk and wasting your battery all the time. On-off switch right here. On-off. Just keep it off when you're not using it. Obviously, that's what it's for. Another thing, these little knobs for the strap to attach to, they can come out. Take this one out and put it on the other side if you're lefty and you want it to be this way. I've got to say, the only thing that I really don't like about Rock Band 2 that I think is throwing me off is the buttons. I know they look nice and it looks pretty, but it's hard to get used to that. Because the buttons are so close together, there's not really a gap where you can feel your fingers in the wrong spot. And Smart Rock Band decided to try and change it up from Guitar Hero and put little like braille on here, which basically wear off after you use it after a while. So there's like little pinhole like outdentations, or whatever the heck it's called, on the Rock Band buttons. But if you use them enough, they wear off because they're so tiny and they were not out very far. So I mean, you can't even feel which buttons you're on. Look, yes, has a plus to it, but it doesn't need to hinder the performance of the actual controller. So yeah, Rock Band's not listening, but you need to fix that for Rock Band 3 when it comes out. So those are basically my opinions on Rock Band 2 and Guitar Hero 3 controllers. I personally like Guitar Hero 3 better. That's my opinions on these two. I'd say if you can't decide, go to Walmart where all the little kids hang out in the toy aisle and kick one of them off and use the guitars. If they don't have them in the store anymore, go to a friend's house. You know, knock on their door and tell them, I'm using your controller for the next hour and a half. I want to see how it works. Don't get arrested. You know. Anyway. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, whatever is right for you. If you play better with one, doesn't matter what it looks like.